All right. There it is.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James from Forte, and today I'm gonna be showing you how to install the BimmerTech remote start on my F10 535. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, so the BimmerTech remote start is good for multiple reasons. Reason one, if you live in a cold climate and you want your car to be warm once you get into it, you need the remote start. If you're in a hot climate and you want your car to be cool when you get into it, you need the remote start. Also, with all BMW engines, you need to warm them up before you really get into the gas anyway, so the remote start will help you do that. So there's tons of reasons on why the remote start is essential. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why BMW didn't have these luxury cars already with remote start, but they didn't. But BimmerTech has provided a solution. So let's go ahead and get into the kit they send you with the remote start kit.
All right, so this is the box that the BimmerTech remote start kit comes in. Very nice box, shipped very nicely. One thing you also will need for this kit is actual 2 keys. So if you don't have both keys, key fobs, you can request one from BimmerTech when you order the kit. So that is essential in order to do this remote start kit. And also, BimmerTech has also thrown in the coupon for you guys to get one of their DIY essential kits free with any purchase over $500. I will be putting that code right on the screen right now, so you guys can put that code in at checkout, so you can manually add the DIY Essentials kit, or you can put the code in, it'll automatically add it to your shopping cart. All right, so let's look inside the DIY Essentials kit to see exactly what you get. So once you open it, you'll get a socket driver, pick tool, a ratchet, and also an extension bar. And you'll also get some random T20s, T15s, T30s, etc. So if we actually look inside here, it's laid out very nice. All the parts are here, and this is exactly what you will need to actually work on a lot of the BimmerTech kits. So I do have this essential kit, and you can get it added to your cart by using the code I have flashed on the screen, or also it'll be linked in the description below. So that's very nice of them to include this, and very nice for them to give us the coupon so I can provide to you guys so you can get it for free. But now let's get back to what we came here for, which is the remote start. All right, so this is the remote start box that it comes in. Very nice. Reminds me of like an Apple box when you get like an Apple iPhone. But this is the box that it comes in. Looks really nice. All right, they have an open for instructions manual kit right here. They give you a sticker. Put it on your laptop. You can put it on your car. You can put it wherever on your desk, wherever you want to put that. All right, so it looks like they have a remote start box here. Another box here that you'll need for the install. And then underneath all of this, it's gonna be all the wires and all the accessories that you're gonna need. So everything's in the box. It's very nicely packed, and it looks good too. So let's go ahead and get to the first start. So the first start is gonna be actually prepping the secondary key that's gonna actually be installed inside the car. So let's get to that part first. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is locate the key fob enclosure, which looks like this, just a rectangle box. And on the back of this box, you'll see there are 4 Phillips screws that you'll need to unscrew. So this is where the DIY kit comes in handy, because I'm able to use the actual kit in there and then unscrew these screws. All right, now that the 4 screws are out, you're able to pop this out, and now you have this board exposed right here. All right, now that we have this circuit board exposed, just kind of want to pop it out, and then we'll lay it to the side right there. All right, now what we're gonna do is take our key fob, which is right here. You're gonna push this little button so you can get the actual key out. And the trick to get the back off the key is just to kind of push the key inside. So it looks like this key fob is giving me some problems here, because usually you can just push this in and it'll pop this up, but this key fob looks to be kind of old. So we may have to just get in here with a pick tool, kind of pop that off the back right there. But as you see, the key kind of goes in right there, so then you can push that off. But here we are, and then we'll actually need to pop this battery out, because we'll be having our own power supply. All right, so now we're good to go for the next step. All right, next step in this bag right here, you're gonna have the power source, which is what we're looking for here, which is, it's gonna look like a battery. So we'll open this. All right. All right, so inside the bag, you'll see there's two little things that look like batteries and this actual cord right here. So you're gonna choose the one that looks similar or most similar to the battery you just took out, which is gonna be this one for me. So if you have a different remote, you may have a battery that's this size, so you'll use this one. So I'm gonna put this one back in the bag. All right, so next, I'm gonna come in a little bit so you guys can kind of see it. It has this little gray piece right here. You're gonna have to put one end of this cord inside of there. So you have to take a little tool, pop this up and slide this in, all right? So to kind of show you guys right there, I have it lifted already. So I kind of got something underneath there so I can lift it up. And then you'll have to slide the other end of the cord in. So maybe easier if you use some tweezers. You'll kind of feed it in. Yeah. Actually, I think it may be this side. All right, once it's fed in, you can kind of give it a little snug, little pull there, and it's in. All right, so now, green side up, we're gonna put the key inside of here, this inside the key, and boom, green side up, we are good to go. And you can kind of twist this, kind of had it a little twisted, so I'm gonna straighten this up, pop this out, straighten it up just a little bit, just to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. So go in right here and kind of push this down. Boom. Now we are good to go. Now we're on to the next step. All right, so now here's the circuit board. So what you need to do is the same thing like I did, get underneath it, pop it up. So now you can get the ribbon in there. So now what I'm gonna do is lay this down, and then you're gonna have to feed this inside of there. So kind of wanna you can take these tweezers like I got here, kind of feed it in there. All right, feels like it's in there. Oh, kind of want to feed it in there, and then I'll close it down, kind of tug on it a little bit. It's not going anywhere. All right, tug on a little bit, it's not going anywhere. All right, so once you have this in the ribbon here, the key is kind of gonna lay right here in this open space. You will have this ribbon will be up a little bit, but it's okay with it being a little up. Now what you'll need to do is take some electrical tape and actual tape around here to secure this in place. So I actually have some red electrical tape here that I'm gonna use. You just want to get it good enough where the key fob is not gonna move around too much on you. All right, I'm good to go with that. Then we're gonna put this back into here. So it's gonna go face down like this. Make sure you leave enough space for the screw holes. So the 4 screw holes that are there, you wanna make sure you leave them open, get access to that. Make sure the plug is actually facing out in the right direction. You'll put the backing back on. You'll hear like a nice little satisfying click, as you guys heard. Oh, actually I have it the wrong way. Yeah, I had it the wrong way. There is a little opening so you can kind of see which way this is actually supposed to go back in there, and then face down. Boom. Now we're gonna take the 4 screws and screw them back in. All right, everything's installed, everything feels secure. Now we're going on to the next step, which everything else is gonna be completed inside of the car. All right, so anytime you're working on anything electronic, you wanna make sure you unplug your battery, all right? So in the F10 535, we have 2 little screws right there on both sides you have to hit. It's a 10 mil, and then you'll be able to take the 10 mil off of the battery, all right? All right, so we are now underneath the steering wheel, and what you'll need to do is there should be a 10 mil screw right here, 10 mil screw right here, Then the screw back here, which is right here, is a T15. So you'll probably want to remove this one first, then these two tins, and then you'll be able to move this whole panel off, all right? All right, so I got all the screws loose. So now I should be able to just pull this panel down. Boom. As you guys saw right there, it kind of pulls down. You can kind of pull this carpet out the way. So you'll pull it down, then you can kind of get this out over the carpet. So it's kind of hard for me to do this with one hand. So let me put the camera up. All right, so we'll pull this carpet so we can get this down. This carpet is just kind of holding it in. Boom. All right, carpet out of the way. All right, so the whole carpet come out. So I'll move that to the side. All right, now we have this. So you have your OBD port over here. So you'll just need to remove that. And we should have enough room to get to everything we need to get to. All right. All right, so you have your OBD port. You'll slide this blue connector up and then you're able to pull that out. You also have a plug right here and then a plug right here on this white port right there that you'll need to remove, which are these plugs right here that you guys see. So now at this point, BimmerTech, this is the airbag, the lower airbag. BimmerTech doesn't recommend you removing this plug only because you can run into issues or errors that you could have. So we're going to try to do it without removing it. I have seen where you can remove this and it doesn't cause issues, but BimmerTech does not recommend you removing this. So we're not going to do it, and we're going to try to do what we need to do without removing this. All right, so the next step, what you're going to need to do, if you locate your brake pedal and go all the way up, there's a plug right there in the middle of your screen. This little white plug in the middle of your screen right there. You're going to need to disconnect that and then run the bypass plug to that. So you're going to disconnect that, and then if you look at the wiring harness that's provided for you, you're going to see two ends like this. One, that plug's going to go inside of here, and then this bypass is going to run directly to that. So you're going to have to figure out a way how to get in there. So I'm going to try to get in there, like I said, without moving this lower panel here. I think I should be able to do it. I may have to do it blindly instead of getting my whole head up in there, but we'll see. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to be very difficult for me to film any of this. And then once I get finished, I'll be right back. All right, so now we have installed the bypass plug right above the pedal. So now we got to go to the next plug that we need. So the next plug that we're going to need is actually going to be all the way up top. So I'm trying to get a good look at it. So you see this blue plug right here? It's going to be that black and white plug right above it up there. So that's the plug we're going to need to get. You just pull the lever down and then you should be able to pull it straight out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, so this is the actual wire, and then this is the actual harness that the wire was in. So this is the part right there that you push in right here. You push in on that, and then you can pull this arm down, and then there's these two little tabs right here. You'll pinch the tabs outward, and then you'll get this. So that's what you'll get once you do all of that. Now what we got to do is we got to get pin 49 and pin 48 out of here. I'll be showing an image on the screen to kind of give you exactly what it looks like, but that's what you're going to have to get those pins out. So I'm going to do that now. All right, guys, so as you can see right here, I got 49 out, which is right here. All right, so the one that's actually going to go and replace the 49 is the orange and black cable, which is also labeled CAN L. So this CAN L cable right here is going to go where the 49 cable just was. So just want to make sure you actually get it in there and make sure it's secure. So CAN L is going to go where the 49 cable is, and then CAN H is actually going to go where the 48 cable is. All right, so that's kind of how that's going to work. H is 48, L is 49. So you just got to get this out of here by using like a pick tool, pulling this plug out, and then swapping in and putting in the bypass plug from the BimmerTech module. All right, pretty simple. All right, So I have both of the actual wires pins out. So now this is the other end of the BimmerTech wire, which is right here in my hand. So you're actually going to need to put those inside of here. So before you can do that, you'll need to pull this little piece out right here, this little black piece. You'll need to pull it out so you can kind of just pull down on it. Boom. Now you have this out. So in slot 1 is where 49 is going to go. Slot 2 is where 48 is going to go. So you'll actually put it inside of here, and then that's going to go inside of there. So that's kind of how that's going to work right there. All right, so one other thing you're going to have to do to make sure the actual wires and the pins seat properly, as you see how I have that door lifted up, you have to take like a pick tool or something right there in the middle and lift it up to make sure that everything's going to seat properly, okay? So if you don't do that, it's not going to seat properly. So you want to make sure you have this lifted up just like this. All right. All right, so we have everything plugged in right here. This is the actual BimmerTech part right there that I actually pinned down the pins in. So now we can hook this harness back into that, and we have everything hooked up. And then once we get that back into the OEM pins, we're going to take this and put it back into the actual plastic harness that it came out of, which is this. And then once we do that, we'll be able to put it back into the stock location. So it's not too hard. Just take your time with the pins, getting them out, and you should be good to go. All right, so I know you guys can kind of see it's back in the stock location. So as you push it back into the stock port, it kind of moves, the arm automatically moves up, and it kind of seats itself back into position. So it's real simple to get back in, and it shouldn't be much of a problem for most people. So it's just, if you're big like me, there's just not a lot of room. So you just kind of have to contort your body. But now it's back in. Now it's on to the next part. All right, so the next part of this process is going to be removing this trim right here, because we got to run something to the back of the start stop button right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is move these tools out the way first, and then take the plastic trim tool and just kind of get underneath here so I can kind of get this going. Depending on which model you have, depends on how much trim you're gonna have to remove. Because if you have like an M5 or something, the trim stops. M6, it stops like right here. But all right, so I have all that trim off there, and then now we're on to the next step. All right, so now at this point we need to disconnect all of this from the actual unit here so we can actually move this out the way. So in order to do that, there's going to be 3 connections. One connection right here in the middle, another one right here in the middle, and then the actual start stop button. So you kind of just want to squeeze down on them, pull up, squeeze down, pull up. Then this one is also a squeeze down and pull up. All right. Then this is kind of just a connector that's hooked onto this piece right here, and then you can move this out of the way. All right, so the next part we're gonna need to do, this wire right here, this red wire with the little fuse, is gonna have to run to this side of the car. So there's a little passageway underneath here where you can fish this through. Now it'll probably be easier if you take this to something strong, take this to something long, and you can kind of fish it through and grab it from this end. But because we have to fish it through this end, we are gonna have to remove this panel, T15 down there. Same thing we did on this side, remove the lower panel underneath the glove box so we can get access to the fuse box that is on this side. All right, and then you also need to be able to fish this plug right here, because this is gonna be a bypass plug to the start stop button, which is right here. So you'll need to fish this from underneath here all the way through here. So this cord will come out here, and then you'll plug your start stop button, your start stop plug into this female end, and then this male end will go into the actual trim piece that we just took out. So you have 2 items that you need to fish. One is the fuse, and then this actual start stop button bypass you'll need to fish as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. All right, everyone, so I was able to fish the bypass plug up right here, as you guys see. So now I'm gonna lay the camera down so you guys can kind of see what I'm gonna do. So this is the bypass plug right here, and then this plug right here is the regular start stop button. So I'm gonna plug this male end into the female bypass like so, and then this is going to go back into the start stop. All right, everyone, so now we are back here at the bottom. So what we have to do down here is go ahead and finish up. So we do have, this is the module that the key was in, and then this is the remote start module here. All right, so you do have this other cord that was provided by BimmerTech. So you'll use this to connect these two boxes. So you'll have a plug that goes in right there, and then a plug that plugs into the BimmerTech module right over here. All right, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do now. All right, so the next thing to do is to plug this cord into the remote start. So it goes behind here. So it goes to the back of this right here. So you just kind of push that in. Yeah. Boom, you hear that satisfying click. And you got that there. All right. The last thing we have to do is hook up this ground wire, which is right here. The ground wire, you can put it right behind here. So you'll loosen this screw, ground it right there, tighten the screw back, and you should be good to go. At this point, you can zip tie this all together, and then we're gonna find somewhere to store it underneath here. But what I wanna do right now is go ahead and hook up the rest of the stuff to make sure I have enough slack and make sure I have enough room before I go ahead and secure all this. But everything is plugged in over here like it should. All right, everyone, so this is the box. This is the secondary box right here. So I'm gonna 3M tape that to the side of this module right here, and then the other box is right on top of this section right here. So I just kind of tucked it up and pushed it up behind it, because there's like a little passageway right through there. I'm gonna say passageway, there's like a little void right there you can put a box on top of, but both of them won't fit there. So I'm gonna 3M tape this one to the side right here, and then we should be good. Actually, let me see if I can get both of them up there. It's kind of tight. Nah, it's too tight. It's too tight for both of them. So I'm gonna get one, put one right here, and then the other one up there. All right. All right, so the next step, we're gonna have to remove this part right here underneath the glove box. So there is a 10 mil right here, and then another one right there. And I'm actually kind of blocking it, but there it is. So the other 10 mil is right there. So you will need to remove both of those, and then you'll be able to pull this entire plastic piece out. All right, so the screws right here is a T15. So just to let you know, screws right out. All right, T15 is out. So I should be able to pull this back. And now I'll get this all the way up. Yep. So as you guys can see, all this is out. So the fuse box that we need to get access to is right there. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit right there. So on that right hand side, that green 30 amp fuse on the top, that's the one that we gotta pull out. So once you pull that one out, you'll be able to tap it into the actual fuse that they give you, the wire tap fuse that they give you. So you're gonna pull that out, put it in here, and then put this in replacement of that. All right. All right, everyone, so we actually have the fuse tapped. Everything looks good. We have everything plugged in on the other side. So now it's cleanup time. So now I'm about to clean up everything, and then when I come back, we're gonna test it out to make sure everything is working correctly. All right, everyone, so everything is hooked back up. and I got the carb on. All right, so I hooked the battery back up. So what I'm gonna do right now is actually lock the car, and then I got the comfort access, so I should be able to roll up all the windows and everything. There it goes. All right, so the car is locked. So I'm gonna vent the garage just a little bit. And how to start stop, you're supposed to hit this 3 times and it's supposed to activate start stop. So we're gonna see if it works. All right, there it is. So I wasn't hitting it fast enough. So as you guys saw there, I had to hit it fast enough and boom, the car is started. So that's pretty dope right there. All right, so now that the car started, if you do want to stop it, you'll hit the trunk button 3 times. So what you gotta do is hit the trunk button 3 times and now it'll stop it. There it is. You gotta hit it fast enough. 1, 2, 3, and then it should work. All right, so that cuts the car off. All right, everyone, so that is how you install the BimmerTech remote start kit. As you guys saw right there, it works flawlessly. All right, so this is definitely going to help me out when it's super cold in the morning, or if it's super hot and I want to cool the car down. So what you have to do is turn the temperature to your desired setting the next time you want to enter the car, and then when your remote started, it will go directly to that temperature. All right, so if you are looking for this kit or this DIY essential kit, I will be having them both linked down below. Please don't forget to use my code to get that DIY essential kit for free. Special shout out again goes to BimmerTech for sponsoring this video so I can bring this content to you guys, all right? So if you have any questions, please put them down below and I'll do my best to answer them, all right? Thanks again for watching and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.